I'm in heaven.
Wow.
How many people live in New Vegas? It sounds like a simple question, but it can't be that simple because Google has no idea. And neither does ChatGPT, because ChatGPT thinks it's like 10 to 20,000. I've played this game enough, I know there's not 20,000 people walking around me when I'm on the strip. But if Google doesn't know and AI doesn't know, then who actually knows? Well, I do, and you will too, because I counted every single NPC on the New Vegas Strip. And we also recorded their current status in society to get a good look at the occupational breakdown of New Vegas.
Now that you've found me, I wonder, do you have what it takes?
Are you trying to have sex with me?
If this sounds exciting, it's not, and it's kind of a video idea I stole from a YouTuber who's much more talented than me. Go check him out. But yeah, I was getting sick of doing really long videos, and this one seemed shorter, so let's see how many people live in New Vegas. Woohoo! Quick side note, we're not counting robots, because robots aren't people. They're fake people.
I am human.
And because we're only counting people, we will not be including women. We're gonna do this in two different ways. First, we're gonna count how many people actually live here. I can see them, I can feel them, I can smell them, I can touch them. And that way we know that, that's a real person on the strip. The second way is we're gonna look at all the buildings. We're gonna examine the architecture, and we're gonna figure out how many people could fit in there if I wanted to cram people in there. If I was in there actually just touching the people, how many people could there be? That sounds creepy, but no, that's kind of like where this ends up. You'll see soon enough.
Here on the strip, I can afford to eat, and no one tries to kill me. What the hell?
We're gonna break this down into 3 areas. Area 1, 2, and 3, conveniently separated by loading screens. In Area 1, we have Gomorrah and the Lucky 38. The Lucky 38 is easy as it contains only one nearly dead guy.
She knew so long as she was 9.
But he's still a person. Back on the main road, things get a little weird. There's these NPCs that filter in and out, and I also don't think they're drunk. I think they're acting like they're drunk. Very cool thing to do. There's 4 NCR guards, 6 civilians, 3 dancers. Most of the NCR guards here are just weirdly cheering on a single stripper. Inside of Gomorrah, things start getting a little bit harder to count. In the main area, we have 4 guards, 4 employees, 2 civilians, and 1 dancer. She thought she could hide from me up in that cage, but she forgets that I'm the one that put her there. My little canary. It's too creepy. Damn it, I can't say that. We have a courtyard filled with 3 guards, 7 civilians, and 5 dancers. Now, it kind of gets messy. It's like a maze, this building, but in this, upstairs area, there's only 1 guard, 1 employee, and 2 civilians. We can't count her because she's a woman. She's dead. There's a couple other places around here, and it all comes out to whatever this board on screen is showing you. For a total of, funny enough, 69 people in the first area. And a staggering 23% of them are dancers. They dance for me. They dance for other people too, but I don't like to. Moving along to Area 2, we have 4 NCR guards and 9 civilians on the street. And it's the same sort of thing. They just kind of shuffle in and out. Everybody's acting like they're drunk. They're not drunk. They want to look cool because it's Vegas. The first building we'll look at here is the Las Vegas Boulevard Station. It's a really easy building to count. There's 8 NCR guards in there, and they get really mad if you want to go look at their train. The tops is a little more complex again. In the main casino area, we got 5 guards, 2 employees, and 4 civilians. No dancers. In the second casino, we got 2 guards, 1 employee, and 2 civilians. Once again, no dancers. This place sucks. But there's also a pool, which I had no idea ever existed.
My life be like.
There's a fake little diner, there's a couple people in there. There's a theater that actually has more customers than employees, which is a good sign if you're running a business. In the suites, nobody lives here, I guess. The whole thing is empty and there's just 2 guards. Moving over to the Cannibal Ultra Luxe Casino.
I haven't had a meal like this in, ever really.
They eat people.
What do you mean I can't have cum on it?
In the main casino area, we actually have 9 civilians. Holy shit. Finally a business that is actually making money. Well, not that much, because there's 6 total employees, 3 guards, and 3 employees. They're doing a job that does not involve having a loaded gun. The bathroom has 7 civilians, which would be weird, but it's more of a bathroom and not a bathroom. Still, a lot of people to have in your bathroom. In the suites, we have a whopping 13 people, so it seems like people actually stay at this hotel. In the gourmand, which is, I guess, like a dining show hall, we have 14 civilians, 2 guards and 2 employees, another great ratio. And in the basement where they are butchering people so they could eat them later,
I am human.
they only have 3 guards, or employees, depending on how you look at it. The craziest part of the Ultralux for me is that pretty much a quarter of all of their guests are in the bathroom.
It smells so good in here.
Which is a lot. You know, if you look at like an NFL game, how many people are watching the game versus how many people are peeing at any time. But Area 2, we have a total of 126 people. Area 3 is pretty easy to count. There's 2 NCR buildings. We'll call one of them NCR big and the other one NCR small.
Small? This is average.
13 NCR guards in those. There's about 6 NCR guards walking around on the street, along with 9 civilians, which is kind of a lot to be walking on the road, considering this is like the dead part of the strip. There's a sign company here that is way too big of a building for the amount of people it employs. They only have 3 employees there, no customers, so just like every other business on this godforsaken road, they'll probably go under soon.
Excuse me, but I'm busy.
Why the fuck you lying?
The vault in this part of town seems to be a pretty populated place. We have 1 employee working the desk and 11 civilians underground just hanging out, living their lives. But yeah, Area 3, smaller area for a total of 43 people, bringing the ultimate total of New Vegas to 238 people, which is fair. That sounds about right. It sounds way better than ChatGPT's 20,000. But the population breakdown is where things start to kind of fall apart on the realism scale. 15% are NCR, which kind of makes them guards or military. 46 are casino-employed guards, which means that about 80 people out of that 238 are almost always walking around with a gun. That's a lot. That's a third of your entire population is just looking to shoot somebody at any given time.
Ring a ding, baby.
11% of the population is employed. Half of the population is civilians/customers, people that might have jobs outside of this or whatever, but at the time of looking at them, they were just kind of in plain clothes meandering. And get this, 7% of New Vegas's population are strippers, which I thought was a pretty high number. So I did some math, and it turns out in actual Vegas, Las Vegas, real life, around 3% of the inner city population is a stripper. I hate that if you take these numbers, you won't be able to tell which one's the video game number and which one's the real life number. But as for cops, only like 0.009% of Las Vegas's population is in law enforcement, which is a very far cry from the military state that is New Vegas, where a third of all people want to shoot you or want to shoot up with you. All right, now all this is really cool, but it doesn't answer the question of how many people can live in New Vegas. So I went around examining all the buildings and decided how many room. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I eyeballed most of these. I mean, sure, on some of them I did like actual math, but I don't wanna make you guys sit through me adding a bunch of numbers together. We all know 4 times 6 is 12. We're just gonna do the expedited version. First up in Area 1, we have the Lucky 38. 24 rooms. I don't really know. I don't know. It's all skinny. There's a couple windows on it, but the suite that Mr. House gave me didn't have a window, so I don't know what the hell's going on inside there. Across the street, we have Gomorrah. This one's pretty easy. It's a rectangle, 5 times 4. There's 40 rooms. This building confuses the hell out of me because you can go inside of it, but there's no downstairs area. But when I look at it from the outside, there's clearly a downstairs area. We're just gonna say 10. What? Yep, that sounds good. The Tops has 40 rooms. No, it doesn't. Sorry, I misread that number. It's 109 rooms. My computer monitor was accidentally upside down. Then we have the Ultralux, which is, I guess, the biggest casino on this entire strip, because somehow it has 120 rooms. Don't think too much about it, because I didn't think too much about it. Moving into the last area, we're just gonna lump these 2 NCR buildings together, and we're gonna say about 15 people in this one and 6 in that one. 21 rooms in the NCR base. The vault has 15 beds. I'm pretty sure I counted all of them, but I'm not actually sure, so I'm not really gonna show much of this footage. And then lastly, we have the sign company, whatever it is. This is just a massive waste of space. Are signs that high in demand in the apocalypse? You got a whole warehouse. What are you guys doing in here? I'm not really great at guesstimating, but I figure it's somewhere around 6 beds or 600. We'll say 60. It'd kind of end up being like a homeless shelter, but still, a bed's a bed. After we add up all these numbers, which, yes, it took a very long time, we get 399. You know what? No, throw an extra bed into the LBV station. I know there's a basement in there somewhere. Somebody's gonna sleep in it. 400. And yeah, I guess if there's 400 rooms here, there would be nowhere to like shop or go out to eat. You could gamble still though, so it's cool. Keep in mind though, if everybody in Vegas was in a faithful relationship, that number is actually 800. Make them all just get in bed together. Hell, why even stop at 2? Put 50 people in a single bed at a time. Holy shit, ChatGPT was right. To be honest, I don't think anybody who is developing this game put too much thought into this. But if they did, your hard work finally paid off. Only 30 years after the game came out. It hasn't been that long. Please, God, tell me it has not been that long. But you're welcome. Now you know how many people actually live in New Vegas, and how many people could potentially live in New Vegas, and also how many people would live in New Vegas if everybody was f***ing. Not entirely sure why I made this video. It's been a while since I posted again, which seems to be the norm. But thank you for watching. I don't know, I'll try to post something again soon. Who knows what the hell it'll be.
Puff, puff, pass, no parking on the grass. I'm out of here.